Come on in, Janae.
Hello.
We've got lots to talk about. It's been a while since we last talked.
Oh.
How are the bunnies doing?
Oh, they're still thriving.
Let's move a little bit closer so we get you in so people can see you. There we go. They're still alive and kicking
They are.
and
They
jumping
are.
out of their box?
Yes. They are big and strong and crazy.
Some of you don't know that the softball team adopted some baby bunnies when they were playing Texas Dallas, and now they've become a more of a team pet
They have.
that you get to share with them, but mostly you get to take care of
Yeah, mostly. Yes.
on your farm with animals.
Yeah, pretty much.
So you have a great time adding the bunnies to the family then.
Yes, we do.
Now, do you take them on road trips?
We do. They went to Sul Ross with
Did
us
they
this
really?
last
I was going to
weekend.
ask you that if they did.
They enjoyed the weather.
The rainy weather out there
Yeah.
that they never get.
Yes.
So, how was the trip out to Alpine on the bus? How many movies did you end up watching?
We watched a bunch of movies. It was a long trip, but our bus driver did a good job, and we made good time and got out there and then traveled a little bit more to go. get
And
our
travel
games in.
back an hour to play on a turf field on
Right,
Friday.
Right.
So you got the games in and had your experience out in Alpine, which, like we always said, it's beautiful once you get out there. It's just getting out there is the trek and the time.
Yeah, for sure.
So, with the trip, now you've swept 3 of your last series, have a 10-game winning streak heading into the Hardin-Simmons series. Just talk about these team sweeps and coming away with those one-run wins. 6 of the last 10 games you've won by 1 run. What's that telling you about your team right now?
Well, I think they're getting to the point where they're willing to compete. You know, the last game at Sul Ross, we just could not catch a break. We were, not hitting as bad as it seemed on paper, but we were hitting the ball a lot right to people. Their third baseman did an excellent job and just kept them in the game and kept us from doing what we normally would do. But, our girls found a way to execute and found a way to win, and so that's what we're asking for them or of them at this point in the season, and they did a good job of that.
And with that now, you've got 30 wins on the year, sitting at 30-6. Your senior class now has won 145 games in 4 years. We did the work on it. Chase Burrell did a great job on putting together from the beginning of 98 all the way through for every 4-year class. Mm-hmm. They're sitting at 4th overall right now for all-time wins for a senior class, but they're only, I think, 7 wins away from the all-time 152, which was set last year from the senior class.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about this the senior class going into the last weekend of senior day. And we haven't talked about this much, but there'll be some emotions that day with this class that's come in and kind of helped reshape the program.
Yeah, for sure. This group has been so big for us. 5 of those 6 kids have been here for 4 years, and a lot of them have been huge contributing factors since the day they set foot on the field. And so, just what they've done for our program, not just in the wins and the records and all that stuff, but what they've done to establish a culture and continue a tradition has been really great for us. And, I think it's going to be a bittersweet moment because I know and watching them, especially after the 3rd game of series every weekend, their age is showing. They're struggling a little bit to move sometimes after those series, but it'll be bittersweet for them because I know they are excited for their senior year and excited to kind of see what this year has in store for the rest of the season. So it'll be bittersweet.
Because honestly, you've played up to this point. The season really starts next week.
Right.
With the conference tournament. Going into the conference tournament, again, this will be the 5th tournament I've seen. This might be one of the most competitive tournaments in the last 5 years that I've seen, with the teams that have been nationally ranked and then teams that finish 5th and 6th are still competing with everybody that's up here sitting at 1, 2, and 3 in the conference.
Yeah, I think going into the last weekend, there's nothing set. Usually, with 3 weeks left of the season, who the number 1 and number 2 team are in. And right now, nothing is like really set in stone. So there is a lot of parity in our conference this year. There's a lot of competition. The top, really the top 6 teams are just anybody can beat anybody, and they've done that. And so I think it's going to be who gets hot at the right time and who performs, and be interesting to see.
Yeah, it's going to. I looked at the UT Tyler scores from last week against LC, and they were all 1-run games, exactly with us. And so it's even across the board with those top 4 or 5 teams. And it's going to be a fun tournament, which most likely will be in Tyler. They've got to win one game, and then they'll host the tournament. So we get to go to our second home in East Texas again.
Well, we hadn't played there yet this year, so I mean, I guess it's time to head over that direction. And this group has played a lot of games on that field. So,
right.
They got to play the national championship tournament their freshman year, and so that's it is what it is, and doesn't matter where we play, we're just gonna compete.
And this last week, going back to the seniors, Jamie Perez gets her 200th career hit. How cool is it to see somebody get 200 hits in a career across the board at any level, but to have 200 hits in a career?
Yeah, well, Jamie's just been a phenomenal player for us from the beginning, and she's having another great year this year, and it's special. She's been a great kid for our program, but she's also been a great kid for ETBU. I know that. Or young lady, I call them kids, but she has been, she's involved in a ton of different things on campus and has really made an impact in a lot of people's lives since she's been here. So we're thankful that she quit ignoring my phone calls and stuff like that when I was recruiting her and decided to come on visit, but thankful to have her in our program.
Yeah, and she just received, I think it was about a week and a half or 2 weeks ago, she got the NCAA Ethnic, Minority, and Women's Postgraduate Scholarship worth $8,500 to go towards graduate school.
Yeah, it was an awesome honor for her, and we're excited for her and her future.
And it continues to show the young ladies that you're recruiting for your program. As Leah Swanner 4 years ago, was it now, was in that final 8 for the NCAA Women's Athlete of the Year. Yeah. And you continue to have players become academic All-Americans since you've been here. Just shows what your program is built on. Yeah,
we've been really fortunate. We have had, a ton of young women who have given ETBU an opportunity to be their home, and there are players that could have gone a lot of different places and played, but they chose us for whatever reason. And so, every kid has their own story and their own reason why they came here, but they've made impacts, and they've changed what we were able to do with our program, and we're thankful for them giving us the opportunity.
Yeah, it's been fun, at least in my 5 seasons, seeing the young ladies that have come through. And this senior day will be a little bit harder for me because I've really enjoyed watching this class and got to know, especially Jamie. She worked for me for 1 year, and seeing them come in as freshmen and do what they did as freshmen and come on through. Right. So I get to read the stuff on Saturday, but it's going to be a little bit harder for me as some of these classes I become attached with as they come in and watch them grow. And so Saturday will be a fun day, but it'll be one of those days where you don't like to see them go, but they have to kind of grow up and move on.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think we really knew what we were getting when we got this class, and there's been so much growth in those, especially the 5 girls that have been here for 4 years. There's been so much growth in what they've been able to do. Lindsay Vasquez in her 4 years have
she's really blossomed.
Had a heck of a career, and become one of the top players in the country, and just seeing them grow has been really neat and special. And it's gonna be a sad day, and to see them not play any more games on Taylor Field, but I'm excited to see what their senior year.
Well, a lot of 2 or 3 of my favorite moments as an SID have come with this class.
Yeah.
Lindsay Vasquez walk-off against UT Tyler, and the 2 walk-offs in 2014 in the Super Regional, and then just making my honorable mention list, all of the either walk-off home runs winning in conference or walk-off just hits that come in from these players that step up.
Yeah, they've, from, like I said, from their freshman year especially, Lacey, Lindsay, and Jamie Perez, from the instant they stepped on our field, have, made a huge impact, and they've really changed what we've been able to do. But yeah, they've stepped up big in the big moments, and that's what's kind of set them apart from other players.
All right, Coach Shirley, thanks for talking to us today,
and
Adam, have a good rest of the day, and we're looking forward to this weekend one last time with the senior class.
All right, thanks, Adam.